So today is a traveling day. Tomorrow I am heading up onto the mountain. I'm kind of a little bit close to society for comfort, but I managed to steal a cabbage last night. So I don't know, that should feed me for 4 or 5 days. It's better than some of the stuff I've been eating. Still looking for some place I can call home for the immediate future. I got a couple of campsites. I was at Outlaw Camp 1, Outlaw Camp 2, and I've been kind of moving around in the same area now for a couple of days. I haven't really established an Outlaw Camp 3. I've more or less just been pulling up under blowdowns and stuff like that at night, and trying to avoid attracting attention. So anyway, I'm going to have a little admin day here, trying to clean up and fix up some of my gear. My boots are kind of soaked, so I want to dry them out. So not doing too much today, and well, then tomorrow I'm going to head up onto the mountain and see what it looks like up there, see how many forest users there are. Maybe there's none, maybe there's some, you just never know. In a 3-mile-an-hour world, everything goes slow. So I don't know, all we can do is keep plugging ahead and see what we come up with. So I'm here at one of my temporary locations. I just piled up a bunch of dead wood against a blowdown, and that's going to keep the wind off. Hasn't rained for about a week now, so that's good. Anyway, I'm on a nice dry patch of ground in between a lake and a swamp, and there's a lot of pine trees here, and the leaves are starting to turn, so that's nice. It's very, very hot day when I'm moving, and even carrying the little bit of gear that I have. Anyway, the heat kind of gets to you, but then it gets very, very cold at night, and then of course it gets dark about 6:30 or 7. So you got to be very, very conservative about what you're going to accomplish in the run of a day. So I like to be done moving late afternoon, because I like to get my undershirt dried out. I don't want to freeze to death at night. And I haven't been lighting a lot of fires. Again, I'm close enough to civilization that I don't want to be seen. Don't want anybody to see my fire. But that's kind of necessary, I guess. The amount of food I've been able to forage out here in the woods is pretty minimal. So it's a whole lot easier to raid gardens and waylay the occasional traveler and see what they've got. So the outlaw life is not for the faint of heart, but I'm getting by, and I don't know, better days ahead, as my grandfather used to say. So I'm in a big stand of pine here, which it's quite nice. It's open. There's game trails through it that are really easy to follow. It's pretty easy going. But if it's easy going for me, it's easy going for other people. And when you bed down at night, you've got to be pretty careful, because, well, a lot of these pine trees are dead and branches fall off them. It's worse in the winter, but you should be aware of it this time of year. You don't want to be hitting the head with a branch in the middle of the night. So this here dried out fern or bracken is really good for lighting fires, good tinder. But when you harvest it, you want to snap the little twigs off and avoid the main stalk, because the main stalk is just like barbed wire. The fibers are really, really sharp in it, and it'll cut you quite bad. So, you know, you might think that you can grab it down here and just yank up on it and pull all those leaves off, but you'll get cut and it'll get infected. So it's best just to snap off what you need and take your time with it. So I stopped to take it easy for a day here at this location. I haven't really made a campsite out of it because it's a little close to habitation, but I had to stop and fix the bottom of my knife. dagger sheaths tend to break off at the bottom given enough time. That's why they put brass or bronze chaps on the end of them. But I didn't have one of those, and the leather got kind of hard over time because of the way it's formed around the knife. And I had my little bag full of fixing kit stuff and fire lighting stuff. I had a piece of leather, so I've sewn on a little leather chap there, because this is a kind of a pokey, pointy knife, and you don't want that digging into your leg when you're walking through the woods or going over a stump or something. So it's very important to fix your gear when it comes to stuff like this. I'm gonna have to fix my boots soon because I've been putting a lot of miles on them, and I still got to get around to making some char cloth because I've been without that for a week, and I'm not sure how I'm gonna go about that, but I'm gonna do it. And yeah, so that's what today is. Just fixing stuff and kind of taking her easy. So I don't know. Tomorrow I'm gonna head a bit north of here, through the valley and then up into the mountains, and maybe I'll find a spot that I won't be bothered up there, and I can make a semi-permanent location, or something at the very least. Maybe get some more resources, but I don't know. This staying close to civilization and stealing cabbage and sausage is not a good long-term strategy, because I'm gonna get caught. But if I can make it till winter and the roads close up and the King's men decide, yeah, we don't want to chase him, I might be able to go home for a few months. But I don't know. I guess we'll see what we'll see. But right now, the weather's good. The ground is dry, and it's an absolutely perfect time for hunting outlaws. It's not a bad time to be an outlaw either. Could be a whole lot worse. So a managed medieval woodland looks a bit more like this. You can see where people have been using it, walking through it, taking carts through it, and anything that is usable as a resource along the sides of the roads has been pretty picked clean. So not very good for my use, but it's good for covering distance fast. And if you're alert and you see people before they see you, you can get off and maybe you can ambush them and get something out of them, which is a whole lot easier than hunting and foraging, when you can take things from people that clearly have too much. So that's what I'm doing today. So there's a good sized beaver dam over the river, which means plenty of water on the north side of this, and flooded conditions as well. And if anybody tries to sneak up on me where I'm going, I'll probably hear that beaver slap his tail on the water, because we're pretty good about letting you know when somebody's around. So I'm on this side hill that goes next to the river. There's lots of ash trees here, which is good. You can make bows with those at a pinch. They'd be green bows, but better than no bow. And what I'm looking for is a nice flat piece of ground that's up here on this high ground, because I don't want to be down in there next to the river. I do want the river for water, even though there is a beaver in it. Still going to need water. I'll just have to boil the hell out of it. But I don't want to be down there because it'll be full of mosquitoes and leeches and who knows what else. So I need to find a nice open spot of ground up here on this high ground that I can make use of. So down here by the river, it's really mossy, and that usually means that the water's pretty clean, even though there is a beaver upstream. Again, if I boil it, I should be good. And this is a non-navigable river, so there's not going to be any boats on it. But this resource is worth gold. This is a very important thing to have, access to water. So we'll get our water in one place, and a little further downstream we will wash things as need washing. And further downstream, if we have to process or soak any hides or anything, we will do that even further downstream. So the less benign the activity, the further downstream it goes. But we will get our water up here, and there is a big side hill to get out of here. It's pretty steep, but that's not a bad thing either. A little elevation is probably a bonus. Big old ravines like this provide some measure of safety against people that are following you. Any kind of terrain, be it rocky or mountainous or swampy, is going to at the very least slow people down. And I like that. Slow people are easier to evade. So caves and waterfalls like this offer a pretty good way to escape from somebody pretty quickly, especially since this cave goes all the way through to the other side. But you wouldn't want to stay inside of it. And of course there's a possibility if people are ahead of you, you could get trapped with guys on both sides of the cave and you in the middle. And that would be bad. So we only want to go in there if we know there's nothing behind us. And hopefully the water's not too deep, which it shouldn't be this time of year. But you wouldn't want to go in here in the spring. It's a death sentence. You get whitewatered right out of that cave and right over the precipice of that waterfall. Be a fun ride once. So this here's the backside of our cave. Goes under the mountain about, I don't know, maybe 200 meters, maybe 250. And there's a big deep hole in the middle of it. So no sense getting wet. I walked over the mountain instead of under it. Which, if you read Lord of the Rings, not such a bad idea. So I've been on the run for quite some time now. It's pretty hot in the daytime. I'm working up quite a sweat tramping over this here mountain. So I took my shirt off, which not always advisable. Green blends in better than natural colored cloth does. But there's nobody around, at least on this side of the mountain. So yeah, I've been on the run for quite a while. The good news is the injury to my head, my concussion, I'm pretty much completely healed from. The downside is that my diet has suffered significantly, so having some digestive issues that are not too much fun. eating things like cattails and a piece of cheese every now and again if I can steal it, dried sausage if I can steal that. And I was pretty lucky there a week or so ago. I managed to get some of that. I'm almost out again. But yeah, causes some digestive issues. I don't think I'm getting enough roughage, so I don't know, maybe I'm gonna have to start eating birch leaves or something to, you know, so my shit isn't black. But anyway, that's the life of an outlaw on the run, I guess. There are some other downsides to being an outlaw. Your family, pretty much, even if they support you, can't have any contact with you, because if they do, well, they'll get in trouble. And your friends and your family and your community pretty much write you off as being an undesirable that suffers from wrongthink. But I don't know, the trees don't seem to mind, and the animals that I've encountered are all pretty good. They don't care that I'm an outlaw. But anyway, those are some of the challenges of being out here. Even though it's really, really hot in the daytime, or hot by my standards anyway, it gets very, very cold at night. So even though I've worked up quite a sweat, I'm going to have to dry off. I'll probably take my undershirt off and dry myself completely with it, and then hang that up to dry, and when that's dry I'll put it back on, because I do not want to be cold and clammy and sweaty when the temperature drops to like 3 degrees tonight. So anyway, just making do. Haven't found the permanent, semi-permanent base camp that I want yet. Just a lot of places that are good for a night. Inevitably, I end up seeing a couple of people here and there, and that's a good indicator that it's time to move on. There's quite a few forest users. So yeah, moving on is what I do. I don't light fires at night if I'm around people, and I don't have my white tarp up in the daytime if I think there's going to be people around. So yeah, pretty tricky, but so far I've been able to evade capture, and we're running into October now. So I don't know, people are going to start butchering animals, so I might be able to steal some of that. And there's a lot of hunting going on too, so I might be able to poach something, or poach a carcass off of somebody else. Animals do that, so why not me? I might be able to intimidate somebody away from their kill. Hard to say how many of them there are, but anyway, we'll see what we'll see. And for now, we'll just keep moving and doing outlaw stuff. So I just tramped over that mountain again, and I don't know, my fitness level is maybe not what it should be. These were supposed to be the best years of my life, and I was looking forward to retirement soon. Nice crown pension, and hearth, and home, and fat and happy. But now I'm running around the woods doing outlaw shit, climbing over top mountains and going through swamps to evade capture. And I don't know, some people might think it's just easier to comply, but you can't comply your way out of tyranny. And I guess the line in the sand is different for everybody, but I guess most people don't want to be free. They want safety and security, and they want to get in someplace where it's warm, and they want to eat, and they don't care about freedom. Just tell me what to do, and I'll do what I'm told. Just don't hurt me. And I can't do that. I can't live like that. So as a result, I'm out here in the woods at my age, running around, sweating my ass off, climbing over this mountain. But I guess if it's affecting me, it's affecting the people that are after me as well. So I guess that's the bright side if I'm going to look at it. And I don't know, you can push a good man so far, But when you push him beyond the pale of society, don't be surprised if he comes back and burns down your society.